This episode of Around the Oval is brought to you by Todd Pennington with Renovation Mortgage.
Hey, Ohio State fans, Alex Gleitman here, back with another edition of Around the Oval presented by Todd Pennington with Revolution Mortgage. Today, we have another member of Ohio State's class of 2021. This one, I would say, maybe holds the record for distance furthest from Ohio State. We are going down under for Punter, who's already signed with Ohio State, Jesse Mirco. Jesse, thanks for joining us today on Around the Oval.
Thanks for having me, mate. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think it's always interesting. Ohio State fans are pretty familiar with Pro Kick Australia, the group that you train with, and some of the punters that they put into college football now into the NFL. Obviously, Cam Johnston is someone that the Buckeye fans are very familiar with, helped Ohio State win a national championship, was a great punter here in Columbus for 4 years, and now with the Philadelphia Eagles, having a ton of success in the NFL. But would love to kind of just hear your story. I know you played some Australian rules football for a little bit, but just tell us a little bit, I guess, take us through the journey of how you ended up becoming an American football punter.
So it's a bit of a funny story. I'd always, had an idea that it was something I wanted to do. I wanted to look into after playing footy in Australia my whole life. Obviously, it's a bit different, but it was on holiday in America last year, at the end of last year, college football time, I guess, and actually was with one of my best mates who's cousins with Max Duffy, who's from Pro Kick Australia as well, playing at Kentucky. We stopped in Lexington on the way last year on our holiday, went to a game, and just kind of sold me there. And then I was like, look, this is what I want to do. I think I can do this. And from there, I come back to Perth and got in touch with Tyson Beattie, who's a guy that works for Pro Kick Australia in Perth. He played at Indiana back in the early 2000s. Just did an assessment kind of kicking session with him, and from there moved to Melbourne to Pro Kick Australia, main headquarters with Nathan Chapman and John Smith. And from there just got stuck into training, and now I'm here.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, it's just like, you're like, oh, this looks cool. This looks like fun. College football looks awesome. Like, I want to be a punter. Like, what made you feel so confident that you would be able to have success?
Just growing up playing Australian rules football, we kick the ball or punt the ball. That's just what we do. It's the main skill of our sport. I know a lot of American kids grow up throwing a ball. We grow up kicking one. So just probably, being that transfer of skill, something I thought I could do. I'm pretty confident with my Aussie style punts. And then obviously the traditional spiral was something I've had to work on, but slowly getting there with that as well, which is, obviously the plan to be able to do both.
Yeah. And, I want to talk a little bit about how Ohio State found you. Obviously, they had a relationship of some sorts with PKA, with due to Cam. And I'm sure that whenever they have a guy that they feel is pretty good and can play at a level like Ohio State, one of the best in the country, they probably say, hey, you might want to look at this kid. Is that kind of how things started, or how did it go down with the Buckeyes?
Yeah, no, as far as I'm aware, I think the school maybe contacted PKA and just, said we're obviously looking to find something. If you've got anything that you think will suit. And obviously my name was thrown forward, and from there, I guess I was lucky enough to get the scholarship offer and commit to the Buckeyes. But I believe Coach Barnes, I believe he dealt with Wade Lees at Maryland back in the day as well, I think. Obviously with Cam at my school and the history there, it was just the right time and place, I guess.
Yeah, and so Ohio State, like, they didn't fly. At least I know they didn't fly to Australia due to the pandemic. They really haven't been able to see anyone live. Like, how did they to offer you a full ride is pretty. I mean, do they just watch video of you punting? Like, what do you guys put together to kind of showcase to a variety of schools that that you have what it takes?
Yeah, so just like you said, a heap of film, video and whatnot. And then I actually did kick on a live call as well with Coach Barnes. Obviously that's you can't really do much to hide in a live video as well. But yeah, just I guess the combination of both, and that was enough, to convince them to get me over.
That's pretty cool. And I don't know, did you have any other opportunities besides Ohio State?
This is pretty much the first place that I kind of really looked into, and obviously I was never going to turn this down. An opportunity to play at the best school in the country doesn't come around every day, so that was a pretty easy decision.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what was it about Ohio State that made you feel comfortable just deciding to make that, your home for the next 4 years or so?
Yeah, just everything about it. Columbus, the city looks like an awesome place to be. The school is obviously very good academically as well. And on the football field, you don't really need to say too much. They're pretty special, and obviously building a pretty special class as well. And I hate losing myself, and I want to be successful and want to win as much as possible. So it's a perfect place.
Yeah, definitely. And because you have graduated high school already, you're a bit older than most of the other guys in the class. You were able to sign a letter of intent already.
Yeah.
And make things official. So now that you have, I'm sure you've had a lot of communication with the coaches. I think they're able to give you like playbook. Not that you really need to know all that much.
Yeah.
You're going to catch the ball and you're going to punt it, but there are going to be some fake punts and things like that. But like, when do you plan to get over to America and to Columbus?
Yeah, the plan's still just early January, probably the first week or two of January, and that hasn't changed yet. I guess it could be a little bit earlier, maybe the end of December, but aiming for around the start of January. Yeah.
Nice, and that will obviously be good timing. Hopefully Ohio State will be getting ready to play in the college football playoff around then, but you'll get there. Season will be ending. Drew Kritzman is graduating. He's had a pretty good career, and there's a couple other guys on the roster, some walk-ons and things like that are talented. But what have the coaches told you? Have they told you to be ready from day one to kind of to take this job and it's yours, or what have they kind of told you?
Not too much, to be honest. Obviously, I won't be walking into it. I'll still have to compete, etc., which I'm fine with. And like you said, there's obviously a few other guys still on the roster that are pretty talented as well. So looking forward to the competition, and it's all friendly competition, so it'll be good to get there and get stuck into it with them.
Yeah, it's good also, I think, that you're coming early, get acclimated. You've been to America, on vacation, holiday, whatever it may be, but to be able to live here, especially with what's going on in the world right now, and in this country, we won't get into that, but it's going to be an adjustment. American college is definitely going to be an adjustment, and then competing at a program like Ohio State and balancing academics and adjusting to that new life is going to definitely be a challenge for you. I would say, like, what are you looking forward to the most about getting over here, and then what are some of the things that you feel are going to take some time to adjust to?
Probably some things I'm looking forward to, just obviously being in that environment. Like I said, obviously training here, we don't train on a proper football field most of the time. We don't have proper long snapper, etc. as well, and we have a few kickers and that to work with, but not a heap. And just being in that environment, being able to train with everyone and put everything together is something that gets me pretty excited. And again, getting stuck into the weight room as well, and hopefully transforming my body a bit more as well and coming a bit stronger, and that'll probably help down the track as well. So they're the things I'm looking forward to, and things that might take a bit of time. Probably just the weather's the main one. I know it's pretty cold probably when I arrive in Columbus, but I come from a pretty hot area in Perth, which is normally like 30 degrees Celsius a day, if not more, 34, 35 in summer. So it's pretty warm when I'll be leaving. And it's going to be a bit of a flip. So that'll be all right. But don't mind the cold weather, but that's probably the one thing that, take a bit of getting used to, I guess. Yeah,
you're going to have to talk to some of the guys who play at Ohio State from Florida or some other, California, things like that, and
similar,
get their advice, what types of jackets, they're buying, things like that. So that's I forgot about the fact that the seasons are gonna be flipped when you get here. That stinks. But you'll get a nice. By the time you get acclimated and everything's good, it will be nice and warm. So that will be good. But I was gonna ask, have you gotten a chance to talk to anyone on the team and start building a relationship, or any of the guys in the 2021 class? Like, have you started to build a relationship with anyone so that when you get there, you're at least a little bit comfortable with a few of the guys?
Yeah, from day one when I first announced my commitment, I had a few of the guys message me, mainly just the specialist guys, couple of those guys, and since then, yeah, spoken to a fair few of them, pretty often, some of them as well, and I'm in a group chat with the current specialist guys, which is good as well. I pretty much just look on from the outside, I guess, but good to be there, and with the 21 commits as well, we're in a Snapchat group and stuff together. So there's plenty of chat going on in there. And yeah, it's been good to kind of, meet everyone beforehand, I guess. So it's not too bad when I first get there. But yeah, no, looking forward to it. Everyone's been awesome so far. So yeah, can't complain at all.
Yeah, definitely. And have you gotten a chance? I've seen some banter, I guess a little bit on social media when you committed, and here and there between you and Cam. Have you had a chance to talk to him at all about Ohio State and the experience, and what has he kind of told you?
Yeah, no, I've spoken to Cam a fair bit. He's been awesome. Obviously, pretty busy guy, but yeah, makes time for me all the time, which is great. So yeah, looking forward to getting over. And I've obviously never met him in person either, but he's pretty keen to come to Columbus and visit, and obviously work with me as well, which is great. So yeah, he's obviously killing it at the moment as well, having a pretty good year. So yeah, pretty excited to learn from him, and yeah, from everything on and off field, he's been awesome, just preparing me about yeah, what to expect, and yeah, how to go about everything, I guess. So no, he's been, yeah, great. Can't say anything more about him. He's been, yeah, awesome.
That's really cool. And I think the thing that I liked about Camelot, they didn't really use it too much. They tried a few times. He was pretty athletic. Like, he was pretty quick. You don't see punters that can run like him, and that were athletic. I mean, he had decent size, and obviously he played Australian rules football too. I mean, obviously you got the big leg, and that's why Ohio State's bringing you in, but tell everyone a little bit, like, what's your height and weight? If I remember correctly, you got some pretty good size for a punter. And do you feel like, if they have you on some fakes, or if you have to chase down a guy to make some tackles, hopefully not, hopefully everyone else takes care of that for you, but do you feel like that's a skill set that you have?
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing. Obviously, a lot of people that have never watched Australian rules football, we run and jump and tackle and catch the ball. Like, we do a bit of everything. So yeah, hopefully don't have to make any tackles, but yeah, if the opportunity presents, I'm, yeah, more than happy to. Yeah, and again, with running the ball and even potentially throwing the ball if that pops up, I guess I'm, yeah, pretty comfortable. I'm about 6'3", I think 6'3", 6'4", maybe. Not sure how many pounds, about 96 kilos, 95, 96 kilos. I'm not sure you probably can translate that for me.
Yeah, we're gonna look that up now. It's
Yeah, you're right.
96 in pounds is about 211, 200.
Yeah, all about that at the moment. So yeah, bit of size, I guess, but hopefully, yeah, put on a bit of size as well when I get there in those first few months. So yeah, no, pretty comfortable with all that though, and yeah, looking forward to the chance to obviously show our other skills, I guess, from back home. So
Yeah, that's great. I think, again, hopefully you don't have to make any tackles, but if Coach K and Coach Barnes want to dial up a little bit of a fake punt or something in the Michigan game or something like that, that it's good to know that you're capable of doing that. Real quick before we kind of start to wrap up here, the Michigan game, or the game as it's known here, how much, this is always interesting to me, guys who grew up in Ohio, they like are born with this rivalry, right? It's like, it's in their blood, and the guys who are from out of state, some of them, especially in the States, they understand it. They see it on TV. It's a huge game every year. They don't fully understand it till they get there. Have anyone told you about the rivalry with what they call the team up north? And is that a game that you're really looking forward to, or?
Yeah, obviously a game I'm pretty excited about. I obviously have seen previous games in the past, and the opportunity to play in one of those is pretty crazy. And I'm sure I'll understand it a bit more once I do get there, like you said. But no, I have seen plenty about obviously the rivalry, and something I'm pretty excited to jump on and be a part of. So
That's cool. Well, no pressure on you, but I think everyone's going to be making sure that if Ohio State does have to punt in that game, that you pin them pretty deep in their own territory. But last couple things here. Talk about your career at Ohio State. I mean, obviously, the chance to play a high-level college football and compete for national championships is a big reason. You've already mentioned why you picked the Buckeyes, but what are your goals, both personal and for the team during your time at Ohio State?
Just personal, obviously, just play my role, I guess, do my part for the team. And as long as I'm doing what I can, put us in the best position to win. I guess that's all I can really do on the field personally. For the team, obviously just team success. A national championship would be unbelievable. Any form of championship, I guess, would be unbelievable. But just being successful and helping us, put us in the best position. Like you said, if that is putting a team on the 1 yard line, if possible, stuff like that, backing teams up. So whatever I can to help us win games is basically what I want to get out of it.
Awesome. And last question. We know you played Australian rules football. You're going to be playing American football in the Big Ten. But what does Jesse Mirco like to do when he's not playing any sort of football? What do you like to do on your spare time?
Good question. I got a fair bit of spare time at the moment. Just, I guess apart from training and the gym and whatnot, I live near the beach or on the beach, I guess, over here. So, pretty outdoorsy lifestyle, I guess. Go down the beach, go fishing, play a bit of golf sometimes. I'm not very good, but just for a bit of fun, stuff like that. Shoot some hoops sometimes. Again, not very good, but I try. Just those kind of things, I guess. A bit of PlayStation and that as well, but pretty stock standard stuff.
Awesome, man. Well, appreciate you joining the show. Buckeye Nation, really excited to have you come over in just a few months, and we appreciate you and just hope you continue to stay safe during everything that's going on.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
This episode of Around the Oval was brought to you by Todd Pennington with Renovation Mortgage. If you've been thinking about refinancing or buying a house, check out our sponsor, Todd Pennington with Renovation Mortgage. They offer low rates for refinancing and home purchase loans, including first-time home buyer programs, down payment assistance, and cash-out home equity loans. Check out revolutionmortgage.com/tpennington.